Okay, welcome to another shop update. I know it's been a while since I posted the last one, but I've really been kind of busy. So let's get into it. Look at what's back in the shop, the Expedition. He got some parts to put the engine back together again. He got all those spark plugs out. Underneath the bags are the heads off of the engine. He cleaned them up, soaked them in some degreaser, power washed them, and is soaking them in oil, just so that he never took the cams out of the heads or anything like that. So after he power washed it, he just kind of soaked it in oil so that it didn't rust. Dried it off, blowed it off, dried it off, and soaked it in oil. Just put the bags over there just to kind of contain the mess. But here it is anyways, back in the shop again. As I said in the beginning of the clip, I've been really kind of busy doing some hauls, but let me bring you back to that. I kind of left off the last shop update telling you about the tanks and everything going in my new truck. So let me take you to the truck to begin with. There's been some changes on that, and then I'll bring you back and explain some of the other things. Okay, I told you that I was saving room or space behind or in front of that fuel tank for something, and this is what it is. Got the truck deleted and put some chrome stacks on it. Now, if any of you that follow me regularly know that my old truck had black stacks on it, and the reason that I had chose black stacks for that truck is because there was no chrome on the truck, no chrome accent. It was a gray color, dark gray or a bluish gray color. It had silver steel wheels on it, gray like hubcaps. Just the center cap that concealed the lug nuts, and so there was no chrome on it. It had painted bumpers on it. So this truck has the chrome wheel accents, chrome bumpers. So I decided to go with chrome this time. If any of you follow me, you'll know from my videos on that other truck that when I bought those stacks, I couldn't understand why they were more expensive than the chrome ones, only to find out what they had done is taken chrome stacks and powder coated black over them, but they never prepped the chrome finish on the before they powder coated it, and after a year it started to peel off. But anyways, there it is. I think the chrome really looks good on it. You know, it complements again the chrome of the bumpers and the wheels. I'm really happy with it. If you want to see it, 5-inch wide pipe down there. Bring it back. So back to the Expedition engine, this Ford Triton engine that causes so many people so many heartaches and headaches. I told you that he had those heads in there, didn't take the heads in the bag and didn't take the cams out of the heads because he's not doing a rebuild on this engine. The only reason we pulled it out and pulled the heads off was to get the spark plugs out of the damn heads. The infamous Triton engine issue. Plugs that are still made to this day, those two-piece plugs. Anyways, I have been doing a lot of hauls, not long hauls, but short hauls. Between 50, 100, actually did a haul yesterday, had to go down just north of New York City in the Catskills and pick up a gen set for a guy and bring it back. It had to be picked up yesterday. That's why I went yesterday, which was Saturday. But anyways, short hauls, and what they tend to do is, you think of long hauls. I'm gone for 2, 3, 4 days, and then come back and usually get some rest and back in the shop and it's got some time. But these short hauls, even though they're short and they don't consume the entire day, I can't, I come back to the shop and it's probably 3 o'clock or so in the afternoon, and it's hard to get started before you have to go home. It's hard to jump on things. So they seem to they don't consume a lot of time, but they seem to take up all of my time because it's hard to get started, get in that mode and get started after you get back to the shop. So I'm going to show you, I talked the last time about the trailer and I stained the deck. I put some water seal on it, and I'm going to show you a clip of that, and it's going to be just a brief clip. And a little side note here, partway through that little brief clip, it's less than 2 minutes long. My great-granddaughter interjected a little voiceover in there, so listen for that. What I'm doing is putting water seal on the deck. Thompson's water seal. I've done this part over here between the rail, and in the middle I've done from the front towards the back to probably 2 feet in front of the pan. But I just thought I'd show you a little bit of it. Gonna do it.
Papa's painted the deck with water seal on his trailer.
Okay, I just got a little left in this pan. I still probably got, a third of a can left. I'm just going to go around and touch up some of the knots and stuff like that. I'll bring you back. Let me show you something that I dislike and will be coming up in further shop updates. This is the dash of my new Dodge, and the thing that I don't like is there are 4 gauges on it: a tachometer, a speedometer, DEF fuel thing, DEF fuel measurement, and fuel measurement. tank, full or empty, both of them DEF or diesel fuel. There is no voltmeter. There is no oil pressure. There is nothing. Now, I can get that on here. If I go to the instrument thing, what I can do is bring up vehicle information and click on it, and there is a voltmeter, fuel or the filters, oil, temperature, tire pressures, those are the hours, drive hours, idle hours. There's coolant temperature, oil temperature, and oil pressure, turbo boost, but I really don't like that. I would like to have gauges on it. And I'm really kind of surprised that they didn't put oil pressure and like a volt gauge into the instrument panel. But maybe I'm old school. Maybe the new style thing is to go digital and not have it on the dashboard. Why? It seems like there's plenty of room for it. So what I'm considering doing is putting a pillar mount dash pod up there. There's probably going to be 3 gauges, and what those 3 gauges are, I haven't totally decided yet, because there's a bunch of gauges that I would like, but probably is going to be coolant, temperature, oil pressure, and a volt gauge. But I'm not sure of that. The only pillar mount that I found so far is a 3-pod for this year vehicle. But I also want a turbo boost and a parameter gauge. So I'm kind of undecided about that. One of the other things that I do want to do is I'm thinking about getting that Banks iDash instrument thing. I kind of want to do a little bit of analysis on temperatures, like intake temperature, turbo discharge temperature, after intercooler temperature, intake manifold temperature, stuff like that. So those gauges, you can also read other things like boost, parameter readings, a whole bunch of things. But again, that's going to be a further video, and I'm not really, I am going to install it. I'm just not don't know right now which 3 gauges are getting put in there. It'll be another shop update. So one of the other things, or a couple of the other things that I've gotten recently, I got this undercoating gun. Now, it's a spray gun to spray on undercoating. You can actually spray on bed liner and stuff with it. And what makes it different from a regular gun is the nozzle size. You can shoot viscous things through this gun. And it has these tube attachments that you can take the nozzle off of the gun and actually extend these tubes up inside of a door. Well, it has a nozzle on this one, and you just extend it. But you can go up in like inside of a door panel, or you can go inside of like open frame rails, stuff like that. I got it off the Mac Tool Guy, but it actually came from Eastwood. And if you guys are ever looking for oddball tools that for anything, check this company out. I mean, they're fairly inexpensive, but they're better quality than the other inexpensive tools that you get. And they have a wide variety, like bead rollers for sheet metal, a lot of sheet metal type of tools. Just check them out, Eastwood. So anyways, what I'm going to be spraying is this. And it's an oil-based rough proofing. And I'm going to be spraying it onto my truck and on the bottom of the trailer. And the reason why I'm doing it is because I live in the Northeast. And August now, but pretty soon fall's going to be coming, and that only leads to winter and salt. So just something else that I got in the shop. I think it's going to be doing it for this shop update. I have been doing a little bit of work on the haul truck. I still haven't got that existing brackets off of the frame rails in the back for the old leaf springs, but I am going to be working on that probably today. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe.